we're finally doing the Tex Tech Center tour and walk around. There's loads of machinery to go and see here, Alec. We've got loads of machines, and also you've got a demo on every single one of these machines, haven't you?
Absolutely. We've got 4 machines doing parts for our Christmas tree assembly. We've got a couple of machines doing basic turn parts, and we've got a couple of machines doing prismatic parts.
Absolutely, a beautiful little Christmas tree component. We're going to be having a little quick look at that. There's also loads of suppliers, because the Star machine doesn't work in a vacuum, does it, by itself?
No, we've got between half a dozen and a dozen key suppliers, a lot of which we've used for 15, 20 years. Obviously, all of our suppliers have got sort of new technology coming on stream, so we like to showcase that at our event every year.
Absolutely. So suppliers, machines, let's go take a look. The first machine we're going to be talking about here, SX-38, it's one of your more standard machines, big bar capacity, but it's making part of your Christmas tree assembly.
It is. It's doing the bottom tier on the Christmas tree. Again, sort of like a non-prismatic type part, if you like, just showcasing the versatility of the CNC.
Absolutely. And I'm going to keep hold of this because I really love this component, but this first tier is right here.
Yep.
A little bit of turning, a few diameters, but mostly
Only,
quite a lot of milling.
Only a little bit of turning, mostly milling on the head 1 and head 2 using various.
So you've got to mill the front end here, and I guess there's some back working on the other side as well.
All done in polar, all deburred, fully deburred on the machine.
Yeah, absolutely, fully deburred as well. Brilliant. Okay, let's move on. There's something very special on the side of this machine actually, which is. In fact, a very special, brand new for the UK, is that correct, bar feeder?
The RS445 is a new unit, so it's the bigger brother to the RS338, and it's ideal for our bigger sliding heads. It's fantastic when you go from guy bush to non-guy bush. It's a very, very efficient changeover.
It is, and that's because there's a very special patented component inside here you're explaining to me off camera. What is it? What does it do?
Well, this is the guide module technology.
Which is right here.
Okay. So this basically replaces the telescopic, which is the interface from a standard bar feeder to the back of the spindle. And the idea of the guide module is that it's matched to the main pusher diameter, and it gives much, much better support at the business end, which is obviously the back end of the lathe.
This is the business end. The sliding head is all sliding on the linear guideways here. And the important thing is, like you say, reducing the changeover times when you go from guide bush to a non-guide bush.
It does that, reduces the vibration. So it's a much more efficient unit.
So much more stable cuts for more difficult materials.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. We've also got, hopefully we might be bumping into a couple of customers here. Sorry guys to interrupt. Are any of you customers of Star right now? Anyone? Yes, customer of Star? Are you what?
Wheel Park.
Real Park. Okay, nice to meet you. So why are you here today?
Just to look around, to see what new machines are on and that,
Has anything surprised you right now? Anything impressed you particularly?
Yeah, quite like the SP23, that looks good, yeah.
What do you like about it?
To get more tooling in, more capacity for the machine.
Will that be better for changeovers or for the complex parts you've got?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So, improvements.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Sorry for bumping into you. Brilliant, sorry about that, Alec. There's loads of customers here and they all have some really fantastic things to say about Star. It's pretty obvious that you support your customers really well. But let's move on to more machinery. This is another machine here, and we're showing off some really interesting stuff. Let me try and jump in there and grab a component while you explain what the machine is, please, Alec.
Okay, so this is our SD26 Type E, full-inch machine, very versatile.
Sorry, guys, I had to push through all these customers to pick up this really interesting little eccentric crank component. Sorry, guys, as you were, the eccentric crank component here is really important because it's showing off a brand new feature.
Yeah, we've got a couple of features being shown here. We've got our Step Cycle Pro chip braking technology, and we've got our new eccentric turning function, which will be rolled out across the range on all the models in the future.
Absolutely. And if you look, there's on this crank here, we've got one side which has been milled. So this boss has been milled and it's off center. And then the other side, this boss is the exact same kind of boss, but it's been turned off center, which is it's amazing how you can synchronize the motors, the amplifiers, all of the axes to achieve that eccentric turning and get a really nice finish.
Good finish, really easy to program as well.
Yeah, really easy to program. And that's really important when you do something complex like this. Let's talk a bit more about Step Cycle Pro.
Yep.
What is it?
It's chip braking software. It synchronizes the linear axes to the rotation of the spindle. whether that be main spindle, sub spindle, or driven tool spindle.
Yeah, okay. And that's really important because people might be running in materials that don't chip so easily as brass or maybe aluminium.
I think swarf management on any machine tool is critical. It's especially critical on sliding head machines because you're working in a very compact cutting room. So any bird's nesting that builds up can become quite a big issue.
Absolutely. Birds nesting at 3 in the morning when these machines are running lights out is a complete nightmare. I imagine someone gets an email or a text from their machine saying, I'm down, or the production manager says, oh, someone needs to go in. That's a
Our machines
nightmare.
are all about unmanned running. So if we can control the swarf, we get longer extended hours.
Absolutely. And we had a customer earlier saying 38 hours they ran one job for. 38 hours for a machine to be running. That's total process stability. You couldn't do that without stuff like Step Cycle Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
No, perfect. This moves us on to, this is kind of like a secret machine here. This is a preview here just for customers to have a look at. Yeah. What we look at is the SK51.
SK51 Type A, so twin turret, twin spindle, 2-inch bar capacity. We can balance turn, balance mill on either spindle. We've got lots of tooling configuration possibilities.
There's loads. You've got double driven tooling here. You've got a double tool up there. You've got some fixed boring bars. Loads of different kinds of tooling.
So we've got tool life management, part count, tool life management in cut time, all built in. We've got many ways to program the CNC. We've got conversational dialogue. We've got fixed sentence dialogue. We've got standard G&M code. We've got contour programming.
Yeah.
There's other neat features on the control, such as operator notations, built-in manuals, etc.
So there's a lot of effort put into the control system of the machine, but people might be
definitely.
surprised by the construction and configuration.
Yeah.
Double fixed head.
Well, we've got a lot of customers that are looking to increase capacity, and obviously this machine tool comes with, built-in star reliability, if you like.
Absolutely. Built-in star reliability on a fixed head machine. This is probably is this the biggest machine you've done in terms of bar capacity as well?
It is, yeah, for sure.
Wow. So the demo here, you've got standard brass demo. You've got some flats showing off the milling, some thread turning, some offset tapping as well, which is really nice.
It's a typical Japanese demonstration.
Is it? In what way? What do you mean by that?
It's in brass.
It's in brass. Yeah, we love brass. It looks good. Sends out loads of little fancy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've dropped your eccentric crank. I'm glad I didn't drop the Christmas tree. It's a very delicate part. Let me put the crank down here. We'll come back. Christmas tree. And then if we keep moving on, we've got a smaller machine here. Get back to our standard sliding head SR-20. But there's something really fascinating about this machine, as well as the fact it's got the standard star kind of high technology and Step Cycle Pro. What's this thing here?
This is a Blum's Detect system. So the idea of this unit is that you can link certain sensors into it. At the moment, we've got a vibration sensor that's feeding back into the console there.
Yeah, and you can see when the vibration increases, it goes out of tolerance with this kind of statistical process. Yeah. Maybe some kind of standard deviation.
So the idea of this, you can link in certain sensors, you can interrupt the program, you can slow down the spindle speed, things like that. So it's quite an effective solution if you want to increase your unmanned hours.
Yeah.
And also, for example, if you have like you do some micro machining and you have a small drill or tap brake, this thing has got the capability to detect that breakage and stop the machine, so you're not making more parts that would be scrapped because the tap's broken or the drill's broken, etc.
Absolutely. It's a nightmare if you've got a tiny little drill or an end mill and you've got to take it out, put it to a microscope to check if it's there. If you can do that without resetting the machine, that saves you a lot of time.
It's all built in. It can feed back PLC signals, or we can feed back variables that we can detect on the CNC program. So it's quite a clever piece of kit.
Absolutely. And some of the size of the components that Star make in terms of how tiny they are is absolutely fascinating. Bringing us onto this tiny machine here, I assume this is for making really small connector components and pins.
For sure. We offer the SL machine in two sizes, 7mm capacity and 10mm capacity. This particular machine is doing our little star on top of the Christmas
look
tree.
At that beautiful little component there. Tiny diameter to then push fit into the top of the Christmas tree here. It's a gorgeous little star, and there's actually quite a lot of milling involved here.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much 85% milling on that particular component, but it just shows you the sort of prismatic type machining capability even on our smaller models.
Absolutely, it's the size of a fingernail. And the size of the end mill you've used inside those radiuses, it must be a tiny little end mill.
It's half a mil.
Half a mil end mill. I don't think I've ever even used one of those. How do you even set
one.
one of those things?
So yeah, very intricate component.
Really intricate, but I mean, that's not the most intricate component I've seen made on a Star machine. They get more intricate than that, believe it or not. It's the kind of thing that you need to inspect with a microscope or like a vision system.
Yeah.
Because sometimes contact inspection won't quite do it. If we keep moving on, as you can see, there's loads of suppliers here. We've got inspection, tooling as well. I mean, quick change tooling is really important for customers trying to improve their changeover times.
Yeah, it's about increasing efficiency. A lot of the different suppliers have got quick change tooling. Arno have got their quick change platen, which we do fit quite a lot to different size models.
Absolutely. Moving on, we've got an SR-32. This is kind of you mentioned this is your flagship machine, right?
It's our most popular seller, the 32 size machine. So very flexible, very adaptable.
Loads of tools, loads of top cartridge turning. So your x-axis is in the vertical here, right?
This model, for
Yep.
sure.
And loads of different axes that you can work with, front working, back working.
So we've done a couple of parts on this for the Christmas tree. So we're doing the base and the middle tier.
Yeah, so the if I can find one here, yeah, we've got loads of these bases. It's more of a standard component. It's probably what the SR-32 would be chunking through these all day, every day.
There's a bit of engraving on there, but yeah, it's more of a standard component on this model.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful.
We've got an overgrip system on the back spindle, which overgrips this section here and clamps in the middle of the part. So that's quite a neat
so
feature.
it'll grip on the diameter here rather than over the taper.
Yeah.
Interesting, brilliant. So that's the thing when you have strange components is how do you hold it on the other side? We've got prismatic component over there. I notice you can still hold on a radius. But sometimes you need square.
Yeah, this is the difference. You know, we consider ourselves to be a solution provider, and this is one of the solutions that we can offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so moving on from the flagship, we're back onto a new machine. And also, actually, sorry, hello guys. Any of you guys customers of Star?
Yeah, we're customers of Star.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've done several projects with them over the last few years. I think we bought 12 machines off them over the last 3 years. Yeah, we're come today to have a look at any latest offerings, new equipment they've got.
Has anything impressed you today, surprised you?
Generally, the machines are always quite impressive. I can't think anything specifically at the moment.
So there's a lot of different technology here on show today.
Yeah, lots of different new kit.
Brilliant. What kind of components are you making on those machines, the 12 that you bought in the past 3 years?
So we make a variety of. We mainly use our star lathes for small sub-assemblies, small valves, and sub-assemblies that go within our larger valves.
Brilliant. What kind of materials? Are they difficult materials to work with?
Stainless steel, cross.
material?
Yeah, difficult materials to use. Yeah, so last year we bought 5 SW20s, which is one of the new machines started on offer, which is 3-channel programming rather than 2, and the cycle time savings we've seen from that have been really, really good.
Brilliant. If you could estimate what the cycle time saving might be, what would it be?
At least 30%.
Wow.
Yeah, some fantastic. So we had old SR20s that they'd not been looked at, in fairness, for a while, the programming. They were maybe sort of getting a bit old. So we took that opportunity to really sort of step change our processes and go for it and sort of make some big savings.
It's big gains with investing in new technology from Star. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's move on. Let's continue, Alec, to this is a brand new machine again for the UK. What are we looking at?
New model, SP23, premiered here in our open house. So this is an entry-level machine, if you like. It's got some pretty good features, to be fair. It goes guy bush, non-guy bush. It's got a variety of tooling adaptations that you can put on. It's got 7 sort of cross-working positions, 5 of which are modular, which means you can load more cartridges into this particular machine, which in terms of the end user means they can make an increased variety of components.
Yeah, quick change with good repeatability.
Well, yeah, that's our bread and butter, to be fair.
Yeah.
As I said, 8 turning stations.
Yeah, which is quite a lot. 8 turning stations. So again, for more variety of components.
Yep.
So from one machine as an entry level, you might be a bit worried about, am I going to be able to put this part on it, that part on it, and the changeover is going to be commercially viable in terms of cycle times. But with a really versatile machine that is also entry level, you can make sure actually you don't have to say no to work or put it on a less productive machine. You can put it all on the SP23.
Yeah, like I say, they've tried to make it really, really flexible, really configurable, because, you know, a lot of our customers are, you know, small, medium enterprises, and they don't know what's coming through the door. So if you can buy a machine tool that covers a lot of bases, you know, you can actually take on those components with some sort of satisfaction that you're going to make them and make some profit from them.
Absolutely. So, flexible machine, SP23, brand new for the UK. Hopefully we'll see some more of those in the field.
It gets launched Q1 next year.
Q1 next year, so hopefully people will be seeing some case studies maybe mid next year at shops up and down the country. Moving on to a fairly big machine here, but what's interesting about this component on this is it's quite surprising.
Well, we're making another sort of prismatic component on the ST.
So prismatic meaning it's kind of square.
Yeah, we do actually use these. So these are like high pressure coolant adapters, if you like.
Yeah, you can see them attached. Oh, it's a heavy part. Oh, I was hoping that'd be a bit lighter than it was, but if you see that, that's the manifold right there. You're actually making a really useful part, which is nice for a demo piece. Means you're not wasting the material.
Absolutely.
Nice. Oh, I'm going to put this down because it's very heavy. If we look at the component, it's not really one you would assume could be machined on a lathe.
This is what we do. This is what Star's all about. As I said,
lots of face milling,
providing
engraving
solutions. Well, we've got a bit of balance milling. We've got a lot of drilling and tapping, obviously.
So you machine these both at the same time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh wow. Okay,
on this machine as well, we've got in-process gauging. We've got a Renishaw probe in there.
Brilliant. So you machine both these with both the face mills.
It's down at the bottom, so you can't quite see it on the turret. We've got a high-speed cool jet speed increaser on there.
Is that this one here? This bit?
That small one there. So we're putting 140 bar pressure through
140 bar.
Increasing the RPM on the cool jet there.
Huge. Brilliant.
So that's doing all the engraving on the one face.
I bet it makes actually that cycle time a hell of a lot quicker than on a machine saw.
To be honest, I'm not sure what the cycle time is.
No, it's probably pretty quick. Probably pretty quick. And then you can machine the radii to finish the part on the back working turret as well.
Well, we're doing another sort of fairly unique thing on this machine. We're actually supporting it with a sensor. So we pick the sensor up from the head to turret, pop it into the collet, move it forward over to head one, support while we're doing some machining, and then we put the sensor back in on the turret. So it's quite an involved process.
Why did you put the sensor in?
Well, it just gives us, we're just trying to show customers that if you're doing really, really long parts,
you're going to need that support.
And we do have a method of supporting long components.
And this is the sensor here. You're pointing to this bit. Yeah. And that actually fits in the collet, automatically changed from a sensor to the second up. That's fantastic. That's fascinating. Wow. So again, quite a versatile machine for longer components.
It's another different technology that we're just trying to showcase to our customer base.
It's almost like a mill turn machine, but smaller diameters. I love it. So we've seen a lot of really great demos here. Lots of what would be otherwise characterized as probably milled parts. So you're trying to show off the real versatility of the machines. Obviously, a lot of people make components, and connectors and pins, more sliding head style components, but there's a lot of components actually people might be surprised they can make on a sliding head.
Well, I think what I've seen over the last few years is, the complexity of components that we do here at Star, it's just getting more and more complex. Hence, we need more functions, more axes, more everything really on the models. So technology never stops; it just keeps getting better and better and better.
No, every year you seem to stuff more axes in a tighter space. It's absolutely amazing. So that's been the Star Tech Center tour here at the open house.
See, we told you he'd be a busy bee. I really hope you enjoyed that tour. Now to continue that, before he comes back.
Hello, here I am.
We have got sitting here a lovely gentleman called Matt Lee. Now, Matt, tell everybody what your role is at Star.
So my role here, I'm the sales manager for the Southwest region. So I cover all of southwest England and also the south coast of Wales as well.
In fact, I've been to one of your customers as well, so you get the seaside.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes. Right, okay, so we're going to have a little talk, and I don't know if you know this, Rowan. Did you enjoy your tour?
Amazing. Loved
You
it.
dropped a component.
Yeah, I did drop a little crankshaft thing. They're making quite a few more. I think they can
Okay,
lose that one.
fine,
I think
yeah.
it's okay.
So this is really about the life cycle of someone buying a product and kind of what it takes. So before we begin, what are, Matt, the problems that you're finding customers are coming to you with, and you're saying, right, we can sort this?
Okay, so it's a couple of different reasons. Some people want to make parts faster, more efficiently. We get some customers who want to bring work back in-house because they're struggling with like lead times and quality from suppliers abroad or wherever it's coming from. And other people who just want to develop products, but they can't do it on the current technology they've got at the moment.
Okay, and so with regards to that, what's the initial phone call? What happens and what's the life cycle from that to install? How long does it take, and what's the journey that they go on with you then?
Okay, so if I do the longest version, so in terms of someone who's never had a sliding head before, so conversation will start with what size of the parts, how complex. Probably a visit would be more than likely needed to really go through it and actually see what they're trying to do, get a better understanding how the company works as well. Then from there we can look at what machine they need. If they want to go and see one, obviously they can come up here, or we can take them to reference customers as well. So that's a good thing. So they can see it all running as well.
And when it comes to reference customers, I guess they want to have similar kinds of components to the people who might be dealing with your new customers.
Yes and no, but you've got to be careful.
You've got to be careful.
Yeah,
Like,
because you
potential
can't
conflicts.
Absolutely. So we always ask permission. So we could talk to the right customers saying, can we come and bring these people? And if that's all right with them, brilliant, we can take them in and then let them talk to the customer, understand how their process, how it's been for them having the machine and all the experiences with Star as well.
And when it comes to new customers that have never tried a sliding head machine before, how difficult is the conversation to talk to them and say, this is maybe it's a new piece of technology, you may never have tried it before, but this is really going to work for you, even if you know it's going to work for them.
Yeah.
How does that conversation go?
Sometimes it's that fear factor of something very new, very fast. When they start seeing the videos of the machines running, they are quick, don't get me wrong. And sometimes,
quick, loads of axes moving at once.
Yeah, that's it.
How do I make sure I don't have a collision when the two components of the same machine can collide if you don't program it correctly?
Yeah. So we lay all these fears. We've got that many machines out in the market. A lot of companies using it. Obviously, with the work that we do with yourselves, people get to see it online. So obviously, that kind of brings down the fear factor. Any kind of problems is kind of eliminated, really.
Absolutely. When they see people successful with the machinery already, doing similar parts, or not similar, not the same kind of parts, then that really helps them to trust that the solution's going to work for them.
Yeah, word of mouth as well, because we all know companies like talking to each other, and they know if someone else is doing well because they've invested in our technology, and it's like, well, I should be having a look
Might
at
be a
this.
little bit of competition there as well. They're doing pretty well with that. Maybe we should have a look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what's the next stages then? Once you've got past that, and in terms of install, and you've taken obviously maybe some drawings back or something like that, then what's the next process? Where do you go then?
Right, so again, depending on the customer, whether they're happy to start learning the machine straight away, so organise delivery dates, get the machine installed, takes a couple of days, training on the machine straight afterwards, so we'd like to try and keep things fresh, so there's not so much time in between like delivering and waiting for
that
someone to get
customer
trained
wants
up.
it up and running.
Yeah,
it's like when you buy a
absolutely.
car, you want to get in that, you want to get driving that ASAP.
They want the green light on, earning money at the end of the day. Or they might want a turnkey because it might be beyond obviously their current operator's kind of skill set, or they have the lack of resources and they want to get the machine up and running as quickly as possible. So if there's a turnkey involved, also we get the machine set up here at base, do all the parts, the drawing, make sure the customer's happy with it before it gets signed off, and then it gets delivered, and then the process of the same as everyone else then.
With a turnkey though, is it also important, I guess, long term for that customer to build their own knowledge, to be able to modify that machine, modify the work setup, modify the component if they need to?
100%. Yeah, they will be hand-holding to start with, especially with
If
brand
there's
new
no knowledge,
customers.
they've got to make the part now.
Yeah.
Turnkey makes sense.
Absolutely.
But 5 years from now, when they've got a different part, they've got this beautiful machine, they want to make use of it.
You'd think, within that period, they'll be making a lot of parts. They got better understanding of like the programming. I mean, they got the support anyway. So our guys, have their phones on till 9 o'clock at night, Monday to Friday, and up to
That's not a
lunchtime on
promise
Saturday.
though, right? 9 p.m. You're not going to promise a text back.
Well,
Well,
You might get
know.
one.
phone
You never know.
calls.
You might get one.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're here to look after industry. We've got companies that run 24/7, so they need to
Yeah,
make
and
sure
lights
they got
out
the
at 3 in the
support.
morning. If something goes down, still going to cost them the exact same as if it went down at 3 in the afternoon.
Right, I'm going to bring up a taboo subject. It's not that bad. Finance, right? Financing, purchasing of a machine. Don't want to know figures, but I'm there. I want a machine. How are you going to help me?
Yeah, so obviously people have to pay, but it's obviously using finance companies. We've got a couple of trusted companies that we're really close with, and so they can create a package. They talk to the customer, understand what the budget is, what they kind of pay on a monthly basis, or if there's any kind of like special ways of like helping out with the start of like the finance deal.
Yep.
So there's a lot of different ways. So don't be
Industry
afraid to talk to
specific.
finance people. They're there to help.
There we go. And also another thing is what's happening at the moment, and we hear about it a lot, is electricity. There's a really, really big thing regarding electricity that you want to promote as well, isn't there?
Yeah, some of our headaches makes people like, you've got to spend more money on. But the good thing is our machines have got the lowest power consumption in the industry. You have to look at the figures on our flyers for that. But the other good thing with the new eco mode, as shown on the SP23 that you've seen, takes it to another level. So at the end of the day, with the lower running costs, you're not having to spend so much money to run the machines. Therefore, you've got more margin, making more money. Win-win.
Electricity is definitely going to be a bigger consideration moving forwards.
You're full of energy though, aren't you, Rowan?
Me?
Yeah, after you've eaten, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I am full of energy. Yeah, maybe one hot dog, maybe 2 hot dogs down. Yeah.
You got 2 hot dogs
Not that anyone's
down.
counting, obviously. No one's counting.
My goodness.
There's more there.
Yeah, there's more to go. I've had my eye on those.
I
Actually.
do genuinely think at MTD though, anyone who employs a presenter, they have to like have a good appetite, because we do like to eat quite a bit.
Because we work hard, Lindsay.
Yeah,
that's
what
why.
it is,
Come on.
That's what it is. Right, we're going to get one of your customers on set now. So thank you, Matt. Is there anything else that you want to kind of say to anyone, either at the beginning of a purchase or midway through, or just a shout out to industry about Star Machines?
Yeah, I think don't be afraid to talk to us. Don't think of the technology as scary. It's been well proven. We've been around a long time. We know what we're talking about. Good support, well, great support, I'd like to say actually. And yeah, we got more technology coming out all the time. We've got our Japanese colleagues over here previewing some of our machines as well. So, it's nice to have that kind of support as well from HQ. If you've got a project, pick up the phone, drop me an email, and my colleagues, and we'll be more than happy to help.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome
you
very
very much.
Okay, no worries.
Right, we've got a lovely gentleman that is coming on set. Now, this gentleman was here last year. He's flown over from Ireland. I believe he's flown. I haven't spoken to him yet. This is Kevin Smith, and he's from Tech Engineering, and he's from the south of Ireland. Kevin, thank you
How
for
are you
joining
doing?
us. I'm all right. How are
Been
you?
a while.
I know.
Exactly
Was
a
it
year.
last year? It was a year, wasn't
it was
it?
last
Yeah.
year.
So can I just let you know that our producer, called Joff, was so excited to hear that you were returning this year to come back. Joff's over there. He's so excited.
I'm getting paid again this year.
Yeah,
he's
well,
saying.
maybe. I think it'll be in the post. In the post.
In the phone.
no.
Right, okay, so Kevin, what brings you back? And I guess, for anyone that didn't meet you last year, can you tell me more about yourself and your company?
I'll be honest, the market in the last 12 months has changed. There's a lot less work out there. Prices are getting tight, our customers are getting anxious looking for price reductions that we can't really give them, so we have to find cost savings elsewhere. What it's boiling down to is we're having the machine parts smarter, faster and better. We have to reduce overheads like scrap and waste and all the rest, and we're just having to run a tighter ship.
So every part of the manufacturing process you're having to focus on and trying to find this little bit of saving.
We're trying to find savings when the market is still volatile, but work everywhere has dropped a little bit, so everybody now is climbing up everybody else's back.
I'm sure a lot of our viewers can probably relate to
It's making
that.
it even worse, It's okay if your customer's gone slow, but then when you've got the guy down the road targeting your customer now because his work has gone slow, but then now you're even more at risk.
It gets a lot more difficult to maintain a business.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've come over here, they've got 3 new models out. Every one of them looks like it's a viable
Kevin,
option.
can you just lift your hand
Sorry.
up on the mic? That's it. That's perfect. Thank you.
All 3 of the new machines that Star have, we have an interest in all 3, but we're looking for new work. We need to really find out what work we can attract, and that will determine what machine we're looking for. At the moment, we've recently purchased another SR-32. And to be honest, we look around, we look at the competitors all the time. We end up back here.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people out there trying to pull on doors that say push. Guys over here teach you how to push. They teach you how to push hard.
As in, they're teaching you how to make these components smarter.
Yeah.
Teach you how to make components faster.
The guys over here are not just, okay, they're all salesmen. That's their job. Their job is to ship to you a machine, collect the money and go. But every guy you talk to over here, from Steve all the way down, they understand the components, they understand the problems, they understand the machines. They're not just saying, oh, that one.
And why is that engineering support important?
I've been using stars since around 1988, something like that.
Wow.
I still come up with problems. You know, there'll be something you've done 10 years ago, but you haven't done it since. You cannot remember how you did it before. Yeah. And you just need to phone the guy up and say, you know, and you'll be asking him, sometimes you'll be asking him complex questions, sometimes you'll be asking him very mundane, simple questions. They always have the time. My young lad has just come in as a manager to run the business. He just finished college and decided, yeah, this is what he wanted to do. There's a learning curve there. I don't have the time to train him. I don't have the time to pass on everything, all the experience I have. So other people are going to have to do that. We're going to have to do that with the likes of CAD/CAM systems. We're going to have to do it with people like Star. I need them to back it up. That all comes in your package. I mean, like talking about packages alone, one of the reasons we come to Star is if I phone Steve up and tell him I'm looking at a particular machine, he'll give me a price. That's that machine ready to produce a part. If I go to someone else, they'll give me a price. And then they'll remind me I need another 10 grand for a bar feed, I need another couple of grand for a swarf and bar. We've no tools in the machine. They give you an honest, full out price, day one, you know what you're dealing with. And I know the support is reliable, it's there all the time, it's regular.
Good relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I worked for a lot of companies before I had my own company, and that's how I got introduced to Star. There are other machines out there. I don't know whether they're better or worse. I haven't used a lot of them. I have used a lot of machines that I know Star will be. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's just as good,
but the human factor is really important.
The people, the human factor, the interaction, the support, the backup, and you actually feel like they care.
Yeah.
You know, they don't sell you a machine to sell you a machine and move on. They sell you a machine to sell you another one in 3 years' time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way we run our business. We try to look after our customers. The customer's the most important person in the room because I'm not interested in what he bought this month or this year. I want to know what he's going to be buying in 10 years or if he's still going to be with us in 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when
they work the same way.
Yeah.
Kevin, last year I absolutely loved it because you sat down on the chairs with me and you were like, we're going to have a nice night tonight, all of us, and guess what? I'm going to have a nice drink, I'm going to have a nice beer, and guess what? I know all my machines are running back at home, and that was like the main thing that you were saying as well. So, you know, I'm hoping that's obviously still continuing for you.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, look, we run 7 days a week. I was going to say 24 hours a day. In reality, it's 22 hours a day. But I might go in on Saturday for 3 hours. That machine is running 22 hours on Saturday. It's running on Sunday. There's only 3 of us that actually touch those machines, and they all run. Now, okay, you do come in on mornings when a tool is broken and you've got a bucket of scrap and all the rest. It happens, you could say, 1% of the time. You know your jobs, you know your tools, you know how hard you can push them. You might slow them down to get through the night, but you know.
Yeah. Wow, but it takes a long time to develop that experience to reach that level of process.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the point we've reached now, where I know if I run that drill too fast, it's only going to last 4 hours. If I run a little bit slower, it lasts 12 hours. I have to pass that to my son Jack.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to build that experience.
I can't follow him around the floor for the next 12 months.
No.
I need to. Okay, he doesn't know what questions to ask me. I don't know what information to give him, and there's a gap there.
So it's hard to pass on the knowledge, but you know that Star can fill that gap maybe.
He has guys that are better on the stars than me at the end of the phone for when I'm busy doing something else or I'm not there. He can ring up any of these lads. He knows the engineers that install their machines and service them and did the training. He knows them by name. He has their card. He has their mobile number. He can catch them anytime.
Right. Okay. So, a quick question. I don't know if you've answered it because I'm struggling to hear you just slightly. But what brings you here to this particular open house then?
The quick answer would be a plane, wouldn't it?
I didn't even hear that. What did you say?
I said the quick answer would be an airplane, wouldn't it? What brought me here? Yeah.
I know what your game is. Yes.
What brings me here is, like I said, my son has come in. We have to grow the business. We have to look forward. I know work is slow. That won't last. I mean, that'll kick on. That happens every 3 to 4 years anyway. But when we pick up, we have to be in a position to be ready to take advantage of anything that comes up. We're after buying a new machine right now that to be honest, we probably didn't need. We could have done without it, but we have to keep replacing, refreshing, and moving on.
You never know what might come around the corner.
Well, the thing
you
is,
might need the capacity in 6 months from now.
if a guy phones up next week and he wants 10,000 parts, I can't turn around and say, yeah, that's no problem. I'll take that job. I'll go and run and buy a machine for you. I need to have the machine before I get the order. If I don't have the machine sitting waiting, it's expensive to have spare capacity, but if you don't have spare capacity, you're not quick enough to respond to the opportunities.
You need to be ready.
Yeah. I mean, look, we could take the other approach. We could say, right, okay, things are slack. Let's cut our prices. Let's go out and grab loads of work. We'll fill the place. We'll be very busy. We won't make any money. We won't be here buying a machine in a year's time because we won't have any money. I'd rather just hold back. You know, you have to have a value on what you do. And we're comfortable. You know, our company is in a position where we can afford to slow down. It's not a big deal. We'll just carry on. We'll use that time to build our strategy going forward and to replace machines and to get stronger. When it does come back, we'll come out the other end twice as strong as we went in.
Yeah. And I guess you couldn't do that without the automation that you get from the machinery. Otherwise, you'd be still in the workshop today, setting up parts,
I mean,
setting
look,
up jobs.
it's not just about stars. I mean, FMB bar feeds, they're proven. They are the best bar feed. They're the most reliable bar feed on the market. If your bar feed stops, your machine stops.
Yeah, they're just as important as the machinery.
I mean, look, if your compressor stops, your machine stops. People forget about those things. They don't put any importance on it. We're a small shop. The last time we replaced the compressors was 22,000 to replace them.
Wow.
People think that's mad money. We bought a compressor for 11 grand and we bought it back up for 10 grand. That if one goes down, the other, we don't even know it's gone down. The other one just kicks in and it just runs away. Yeah. If your compressor's down, your star's not working. Your star could be 300 grand.
They don't work by themselves, those stars, do they?
Well, your star could be 200, 300,000. Your compressor's down, your shop stopped. Yeah. Where's your investment gone?
Yeah, exactly. You need to make sure you invest in the whole machine shop.
Well, I mean, the bar feeds, you can buy cheaper bar feeds. They'll work, they work. But you need reliability from the
if you want to run 22
from the
hours
front to the end of the machine. Yeah. Everything has to be reliable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheap is cheap.
Kevin, what are your plans tonight? Are you all going out tonight?
I'll go and get.
Oh my goodness!
I love it.
I'll leave that one.
Where are you going?
No. You did ask. You be careful what you ask.
What are you doing tonight, Kevin?
On a live stream.
I mean,
can I come and join you?
Yeah.
No, I could have answered that another way. You say to me, "What are you doing tonight?" I say, "Why? Are you into?" You know.
Kevin,
no.
We will leave that one there. You're a menace. Right.
No, be very careful what you ask.
Okay.
She's stepped into a few mines there.
Kevin,
a few mines.
thank you so much. We are going to have to wrap it up there, but thank you so much for coming on camera and telling us your story again. And I hope to see you again next year.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good.
Look, I'll leave a space open for you next year. I'm busy tonight.
Kevin,
thank you very much,
thank
Kevin.
You
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Right. Okay.
I love that. What a character, man. I love it.
That at the end.
Well, you're the one starting it. You're the one starting it every time.
Rowan loves him coming on to the live stream. Rowan, your favourite bit of today?
What
have you learned? Maybe one thing that you've really learned and you're just
The most interesting thing I think is probably new machinery. Eco mode is important, but it's probably Step Cycle Pro.
Step Cycle Pro. Yeah.
I mean, Alec was saying in the tour that 75% of new machine installs have got Step Cycle Pro. Because I know the technology's been developing over a number of years. I know there was Mark 1 version, the Mark 2, and I know that now I think they've hit the point where this is it. There seems to be little to no downside to Step Cycle Pro, and it means that shops that otherwise are just doing brass and aluminium, easy to chip materials, can now do Inconel, stainless steels. And they've not got to worry about the swarf build-up. Now they're just got to worry about toolware, which everyone's got to worry about toolware with stainless steel. So I think that's a real opener for shops that don't want to take on the weird stuff. The weird stuff's going to make you more money, probably better margins. So for those business owners that are running the easy stuff, check out Step Cycle Pro. Check out even the entry-level SP23 machine.
Yep.
Can come with Step Cycle Pro. Try that. Maybe take on some Inconel jobs. Try on your first Inconel job, and I think that's definitely a new way to stay competitive.
Mine was basically when I saw a customer and they went, yeah, I've just come in, just bought a machine and they've gone home. So I think that was quite a pretty impressive thing to happen today. So
That's right.
anyway, go on.
I was going to say, it's like coming in and buying a Ferrari and then
Oh, and
wandering
then
off
just
or
going
something.
home.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
see you
it's
later.
fine,
Bye,
it's
whatever. Get it delivered next week.
Exactly. Right. Thank you so much for your tour, Rowan. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. And we're going to go off and probably have a second and maybe a third hot dog
Third hot dog
for
for me,
you.
I'm afraid, yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.